Today I'm going to be doing a sugar rush just to try and get my money up as quick as possible. They call it a rush because it is a race to just get your money up so you can start building more expensive items in your town. So with a sugar rush, I'm going to start by building sugar cane, and that takes 8 passive water to produce. So over here on the left hand side, you'll note that on this map here, there's a lot of big groups of water and ponds where they're joined together. When I've started some other games in forests, like this one here, I've noticed that there seems to be a different map that comes up, which has a lot of single ponds out by themselves, and those obviously aren't going to be as good for growing sugar because they are not going to be giving us our 8 passive water that we need. So first of all, to build sugar, I am going to delete this pond over here because you'll note that I'll be still getting 8 passive water from around it. I'm going to be getting 2 from this pond, 2 from this pond, and 2 from this. That is 2, 4, 6, and then 1 each from these marshes. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, way more than we need. So I'm just going to start here, notice, remove, and I'm going to get 5,000. So straight away I'm going to come into my shop and I am going to put in a sugar field. You can just start like this and then build up your wheat and just keep selling slowly, but for the demonstration from here, I'm just going to go through and show you all the ponds that you can delete. So for our next pond over here, we can get 2, 4, 5, 6. If we delete this pond, that's not going to be enough. This pond here, if we try to delete it, 2, 4, 5, 6. So we're not going to get any passive water. So I'm going to leave this now in case later on in the game I need a bit more money, or I will do some sort of other workaround over here to utilize these ponds as best as possible. Coming down to this pond here, if I was to choose this pond to delete, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is going to be enough for us to do our sugarcane. So I'm going to delete this one here. I'm then going to go down to our shop. And I'm going to put a sugarcane field in there. Should we just wait for this to construct? And we'll see here, yep, straight away we're getting our passive water that we need. And then this pond here, we have a cloud floating in the way, so I'll just turn it around here. If I were to choose this one here, we're going to be getting 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 passive water from here. So I'm going to remove this, and I'm going to put a sugar cane in here as well. So I'm just going to wait for the sugar cane to build. You'll see here, yep, but notice how slow our sugarcane is building. This is in the red, this one back here was in this sort of yellowy green color. That's because of the shade that we're getting out here, because I've chose to build next to a mountain because I want to try a few things with mining. So yeah, we are going to be getting a fair amount of shade back from the mountain here. But that's just a quick way to get your sugarcane up and grown real quick and get your money up by selling ponds, and these are the correct ponds to be selling to get the best passive water for sugarcane. So here you'll see we're a little bit later in the build here. I've put this sugar field in here and see how it's getting 7 passive water. That's 2 from here and 1 from each marsh and 3 from my water tower. Also see Buggy Mr. Puddles here is being utilized to come and fill it up from this well. So that there is an example of how we can use NFTs early on in the game to speed everything up. So now that I've got my sugar coming up, I've got 11 sugar over here. I'm now going to go to sell this. See how if I was to have my 10 wheat, I'd get $3,000 for that. But selling my sugar instead, my sugar cane gives me 4,000. So I'm going to sell this. Right, so now we've got our farmers collecting sugar cane for us and taking it to the silo. I've now built a windmill over here. Notice how I've built it away from all my other buildings because there is something called wind block in this game, which we'll talk about later. But basically, if I put my windmill next to other building, it's going to be slower at crafting. So this guy here is our little windmill worker, and he comes out from his windmill over to the silos to collect the sugar cane. So later on in the game, it will be beneficial to have our windmills a little bit closer to our silos, so he's not wasting so much time running across here. But we're just trying to get the game started here. Note that my lumberjacks, they will take wood directly to the windmill. That's what these trees here were felled. They were chopped down, and then my lumberjack took the wood directly into the windmill. but as we are full of wood at the moment, he's just taking it in and topping up the woodshed at the moment. Just having a look now at where we are in the build, and you can see over the left hand side here that our sugarcane is building up, and it's being produced quicker than our windmills are using it. So what I've done is I've built another windmill over here, and hopefully that's going to start using up a little bit more sugarcane. So there's always a fine balance when you're playing this game, and you don't want to have too much of the sugar in the silo, because then you're using gas to sell it for 4,000. We'd much rather be using that sugar cane to be making sugar over here and selling for a lot more. And also the crafted sugar will also give you a lot more points. So if you're here collecting your town coin, and that's the main point of you playing the game, you do need to get your higher value crafted items. Okay, so I left my computer for about 10 to 15 minutes, and I've come back, and you'll notice that up here, this icon flashing this orangey red color means that I've run out of money and I can't pay my workers anymore. So you'll see that everyone, my farmers, are asleep, and they're waiting for some money. But while I've been away, you'll see that I've got 12 sugar made, so I'm going to go to my express depot. I'm then going to go to sell, and you'll see that sugar here is worth $31,500. That's a lot more than the $4,000 for sugar. For sugarcane, sorry. So I'm going to sell that, and my express depot is going to go off, and then after he comes back, I'll have enough money, and my workers will start going again. Okay, that's going to wrap this video up on how to do a sugar rush. If you'd like any more details, please make a comment below, like and subscribe. Catch you on the next video.